Oh, very good everybody, and welcome at another video. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today. And for today's flight, we got an interesting one today. As you can see, we're sitting in the Piper Warrior, and we're going to take off from a small little airport known as Keyhole. The ICA code is 01 Whiskey Yankee, and we'll be heading to the north to have a look at the Devil's Tower, is what it's called, and from there we will head to the east, and we'll try to find the Badlands National Park, have a look at some mountains there, and then we'll fly, I believe it was north, to land at the what was it, Kilo Papa Hotel Papa airport. I forgot the name. Philip something. I will show you really short the itinerary, or if you want to call it that. Let me quickly check something with regards to this stream, so bear with me 1 second please while I plow through this thing and deal with some little chores, if you want to call it that. And basically I'm sending my mother the link so my mother can check what Arkady is doing, but between you and me, we don't spread the word or anything, right? Because Arkady is cool, but it is cool, it is cool to text with your mother, you know what I mean. Okay, so all kidding aside, so should by now be looking at the flight plan. So basically that was the destination. So we are here. Here we are at the Keyhole private. It's a private little airport. That's where we are. See, turn on the live chat because there was something wrong with it. Oh, there you go. That works. Okay, so here we are at the Keyhole once again. So we fly north 007 degrees. We're about 50 nautical miles. So we're actually really close by. And then here I just put a little waypoint. It's not exactly where we're going to fly. We're going to have to make do a little bit. Still have to look for some, maybe some VORs or something to help us get to where we want to go. This is going to be somewhat VOR. On the other end, I'm just really going to wing it. It's not the sharpest of moods that I'm in today. Actually quite tired. It's no excuse, we can always crash, but basically we're just going to head out for some adventures. So that's what we'll do. Fly to the Devil's Tower. There you can see, notice, for reasons of national welfare, pilots are requested to avoid flights within 3 nautical miles of Devil's Tower National Monument. Well, we're just going to have to see about that. I have no idea what to expect, to be blatantly honest with you. There is a peak here, 5890. Is that the height? That would be rather high, but not sure what our elevation is at the current airport. So we could maybe just fly towards this VOR. I think that would actually be a good idea then. The Ellsworth 108.80. So that's good. At least we have some guidance. And then from there we should just, let's also put the VOR for this location in as well, for the Philip Airport. There we go. Philip, so that's in as well. It's going to be our destination. So basically you're going to have to figure out how to find no jokes, but to find this really big mountain range. I mean, probably you're just going to ram into it in any case. But yeah, because I'm not going to be using any GPS kind of waypoints, as you can see here, like these and this. So so the VORs we're actually going to be using, and well, this is sort of about it. Let's see, from here, I do not believe here is a VOR. I could quickly check, but it does not look like it. No, it is not. So not going to bother with that. So basically we're just going to take off, fly to a heading of 007, and we just try to go about 50 nautical miles. What we could do if we want to be, let's see, can we use maybe, yeah, we could tune into this one, or no, let's just not, I'm not going to go there. Okay, so that's sort of about what I had in mind. So let's just get rid of the sky vector for now. So let's go back to the airplane. And we've been sitting here for a while. Had some other things to attend to. So let's just see if everything will work. One thing I noticed. Oh look, I think it's switching on now. It's making the sound, but it is not displaying anything. Yes, you say beep beep at me, it's fine. And obviously with this button you can turn it on and off. But I really never had this happen before. I do actually believe we need it, because if we cannot use it, I think we cannot fly, because we will need it to get rid of the tie downs right there, as you can see. So this is actually, oh look, I'm wearing a headset. It's a nice mint colored headset. It looks good, I like it. So let's have a little look at the externals here. So it's, as I said, it's a private little airport. It's called Keyhole. I don't know why, but it sounds funny. But yeah, so what's going on here, man? Why is it being a female dog? Yes, beat up, but why don't you just simply operate? Oh, that top button is just going to switch on and off. But I could try maybe just power up the aircraft first, and maybe then it will get some juice. Maybe it was actually running on battery, and if it's connected, well, I cannot see. So just power up the aircraft and see what's going to happen. So for the powering of the Piper Warrior, you get your battery and your alternator on, a fuel pump, let's do that, and get some lightings going while we're at it. And as you can see, the sun is going to set not too long from now. Let's make sure go to full ridge, and we select the first fuel tank, which is going to be the left one for now. And I think we can just about start up the engine. Let's just go ahead and flip the little key there. That's already sitting in the keyhole. Like, check the pun here from Arkady. Okay, so we got power. So as for now, let's rev the engine a little bit and let it settle for a bit. I'm not sure if this is a proper engine run-up or not. Sort of winging it, to be very fair with you. It makes me nervous. I'm not going to do this like this. Okay, so the flaps maybe a little bit early. What we're going to do next, turn on the avionics, and there you go. There is our little tablet. And let's also turn on the, always use the wrong button there. Stay sharp, Arkady. Even though there was no coitus today, doesn't mean you cannot be sharp. Okay, tie downs and chocks can go. I would like to enable the co-pilot. Left jog, right jog, I want this. State saving. No, I want it disabled. Okay, so there you go. Auto fuel selector, no. And the warning is enabled, yes. So the battery and the engine can actually get damaged and drain and all that stuff. Wheel fairings, yes, we're going to fly with the wheel fairings. These are the wheel fairings. I like them. Make it look a little bit sleek. You can turn them off, and you get this. But it feels like they're getting cold, so I like the little socks on the wheels there. So that's what we're going to do. So let's just be kind to our little engine here for now, and just go easy right there. Okay, so I think we should be ready to go. Let's just open up the window for a little bit. There we go. So the lights are on. See, we are going to use the nav1 radio in a bit. So we're going to take off and we're going to fly a heading of 007. So what I will do is just put in the heading bug. Let's just get a little more close so that we can have a clearer view like this. So the heading bug 05, so this should be about 07 degrees. So that is set. And I hardly ever fly with the heading on this one. Oh yes, it's here. I almost forgot. So the heading is armed, but it's not yet on. That's where you turn it on, that little button right there. So first it's on heading, and let me just quickly check the flight plan. So we will fly a heading ourselves, so we will have no clue how far out we are really. 50 nautical miles following that heading. And at some stage we should be flying towards the VOR. So what we could do, we wait until the VOR to our right will be at 103 degrees. Because that is in the direction of the first VOR. And from there we fly an outbound for 42 nautical miles from 114. And that would give us some indication that 42 nautical miles outbound from the VOR here, that we are near our destination, or quite literally right on top of it, if not landed in it and crashed into it. So we will need the frequency for this VOR, so we'll look up at the sky vector chart, and let's have a look. Is it anywhere? Is it the Rapid City? That's this one's probably. I get all ADHD from these maps sometimes, you know, it's like sometimes very hard to tell. There's one little trick you can do, just click on the waypoint there. It's the output, which is 108.8. 108.8, so let's put it in, 108.8. So 108.8. Does not look like it's picking up yet, which is absolutely no problem. I think all we do need to know, let me show you what I'm talking about. So we are going to fly without any distance measuring equipment. Well, you know, if the tables tower is obvious, then obviously we'll know that we have arrived. But I was hoping, I'm not hoping to see something here, but I must be really blunt with you. It is some kind of national monument, but I have no clue what to expect whatsoever. Is it 3 meters high? Is it like a stadium kind of thing? Well, not literally a stadium, but something big. Or is it a mountain range, or a mountain, or a peak mountain? I really no clue. Probably we're going to recognize something there. Anyway, we're going to fly there. We want to know when we are on the 103 radio, but this is a radio into the direction, which means that the radio coming out from it is opposite. So 103 plus 180 is 283. So we should have the 283 radio at our 90 degrees. And let's have a look how this goes. So the radio, let's put it 283. So this would be 28123. Not really sure. I do not have the utmost experience with this, but obviously, let's just reset there the altimeter, and you can see we're at 4,200 or something feet. But you understand probably the point is, let me show you the map first. So what I'm trying to find out is that while we are flying, and we do not know where we are, at some stage, while flying north, we're going to fly through the ground track of the 283 radio from the VOR that we want to go to. Once this happens, we should see something line up, because we set it to 283. At least that's my hope. I might be having some little things wrong here, but that should be the general idea. So just going to wing it, we'll see it when we get there. let's see. Let's turn on the transponder there. We set it for 1200. Okay, so I got this. I think this should really be it now. There's no DMA yet for the VOR, but it's fine. We quickly check the frequency. It says here 108.0, and here it says 108.80. So maybe we go and change this, but it does not update. Okay, no problem at all. This is all set, so we could now go and take off. Let's get rid of the little. Hey, it is Stanley, I believe. Stanley, welcome back, my friend. Oh, this was Leroy. Oh, my apology, Leroy. I always thought your name. Oh, it is Leroy Stanley. I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I used to listen to the band called Kiss. They got the guy called Paul Stanley. So can I also call you Paul, or would you prefer? No, okay, I'll call you Leroy. Thank you so much for joining, man. Always nice to have someone looking with me. Okay, so yeah, looks like we're ready to go. And well, obviously we're not always fully ready. Let's quickly just pull up the local chart here. Well, not really chart, but the VFR chart, and let's have a look at. Oh, there's nothing to see here. We're just going to wing it. We'll find out. Let's look outside. Where is the runway? Do we even have a runway? It's a grass runway, isn't it? Oh my god, man. Okay, I'm going to designate this as the runway. Could maybe just take a little bit more time, just to be ever so slightly more precise. Let's just get this out of our screen. Let's have a look here. Yeah, so my bet would be that this is maybe the runway, this lighter part here. What else can we see with regard to this? Could be a runway. Oh, these are actually two runways, I would think then. Okay, and we're going to fly to the north. I believe that's the water there, or maybe there. You know what? I've had it. We're going to fly, regardless. Let me quickly change into something more comfortable. There you go. Obviously, this is off the cameras, you cannot see, but now I'm looking very beautiful. Okay, so let's go back into the aircraft now. There you go, we're back in the aircraft. Let's get the hell out of here. Okay, so this can go back to the idle position for now. And where was the runway now? Left or right? Man, oh, it's to the right there. Alright, okay, and parking brake release. Okay. Let's close a little window. It is a little bit confusing for me. Oh, shall we take this one here on the right then? Like here. It's hard to see, man. I prefer the, well, if you want to call it real runways. But obviously this is also part of aviation. So it's just something to get used to. In real life it's probably easier to see than the flight sim, or if you actually have the real experience. But enough with the excuses. We're going to take off right now. Let's trim it a little bit and get this thing going. Leroy, you ready too, man? Alright, thank you. So here, rolling on the grass runway. I must admit it's a little bit scary. Can't wait to get into the air. Oh, finally, we're up. So there's no gear to retract with this aircraft. Okay, so let's trim it. Get the flaps up. At this altitude is fine to get them up. There is a natural body of water to our left side. Okay, let's just keep on climbing for a little bit. Where are we flying? We're flying to the south. We want to fly to the north. I'm quickly going to turn on the autopilot. And it should now start to take us to the heading of 007. And hopefully at some stage the DME is going to kick in, the VOR is going to kick in. And then hopefully we can see when we are crossing the 283 radial. And then we know we should go take a right turn. We could try following the roads, we could check the map, see if we can follow the roads, but we could, but we won't. Speed is dropping and we're climbing a little fast. So, see, maybe we can maintain this altitude. Oh, that must be Devil's Peak or the Devil Tower. What do you think? If that is not a Devil's Tower, I do not know what is. What am I looking? I believe this button is sort of an altitude hold. So we're holding altitude now at about 6,000 feet. So let us go a little bit easier on the engines and go for about let's say 2,000 RPM. Nice and easy. That should be fine. Okay, so we are airborne, everybody. We took off from the Keyhole airport and we're now flying next to a natural body of water. And let's just have a look at the chart and see if we can see what the water might be called. So we took off from here and then we took a turn to the north. So it's Keyhole Reservoir. Okay, so now we know that as well. Can we, maybe this was one of the roads, perhaps. So basically 3 nautical miles clear of the National Tower Monument. That is what they're requesting, or yeah. But we are simply not going to listen to that just today. And quickly check the chat here, see if not missing anything. You know, sometimes I have to check for messages because I sent my mother a message earlier. Okay, so let's look out of the window. There is the well, this looks pretty cool. I already like it. So maybe I can look up some information about the Devil Tower. Devil's Tower. What do they say? Devil's Tower, also known as Bear Lodge Bothy, is a bothy, possible laccolithic, composed of indigenous rock in the Bear Lodge Ranger district of the Black Hills near Hulett, and Sundance in the Crook County, northeastern of Wyoming, above the Belle Fourche River. Rises 1267 feet above the Belle Fourche River, standing 867 feet from the summit to the base. The summit is 5.112 feet or 5112 feet above sea level. Yeah, but we were already at 4,000 elevation at the airport, so that would make sense. Devil's Tower was first United States National Monument established on September 24th, 1906 by President Theodore Roosevelt. The monument's boundary encloses an area of 1,347 acres. Origin of the name, geology, Native American culture, post-colonization history, climbing, wildlife in popular culture. Okay, the name Devil's Tower originated in 1875 during an expedition led by Colonel Richard Irving Dodge, when his interpreter reportedly misinterpreted the native name to mean Bad God's Tower. All information signs in that area use the name Devil's Tower, following a geographic naming standard whereby the apostrophe is omitted. Native American names for the monument include Bear's House, or Bear's Lodge, or Bear's Teepee, Home of the Bear, Bear's Lair, Chain Lakota, Matoti Pila, Crow, Dakshichisaso, Home of Bears, Aloft on the Rock, Kiowa, Tree Rock, Great Greyhorn, and Brown Buffalo Horn, Lakota Petegi. So man, it's obviously there's a lot of history with this thing. There is some turbulence going on, isn't there? Or are we just not flying are we just near stalling speed? No, 7,770, sorry, just keep getting the zeros wrong. What is the RPM? Let's just go a little faster. Not too much, just a little. We're below 2,000 RPM there. So are we still holding the altitude? It's trying to. And there is no DME yet. This hasn't sprung to life as well. But since we now know where the Devil's Tower is, once we pass it, we should be able to just turn to a heading of what is it today on the chart, 103. So that's what we'll do then. 103. Once we get to the Devil Tower right there. So Leroy, how are you liking the flight for now? Everything under control on your end? Okay, man. Alright, so well, it's a pretty area. It's a lot of green, and it also at the same time looks a little bit like sort of desert. It reminds me a little bit of the Tunguska, but only a little bit different. Let's have a look outside. See if there's any graphical issues maybe. Oh, the aircraft seems to be stuttering a little bit. I think it's really windy, man. Look at it. Damn. No wonder that peak was shaped like that. It's, for sure, it's definitely quite a windy area here. We have a signal yet? No, we can see here if we receive a signal as well. Let's see if this is still correct. 108.8, okay. So that is cool. This one is off. Can we... No, don't need to do that. Something with my controls. Am I crashing my sim now? Let's just leave it alone for a little bit. Hopefully the sim is not crashing. Patiently waiting for my sim to respawn. Patiently waiting for my sim to respawn. You never know what is going to happen when you click away. You never know what causes damage when you click with your mouth on the screen. Patiently waiting for the sim to respond. Patiently waiting for the sim to respond. You never know what is going to happen. Do you make it worse or will you solve your problem? Sometimes it is best. Sometimes it works out for the best to just sit and play guitar for a while. So I've been singing the whole song, not touching anything besides my guitar, and this sim is just frozen, man. I fear for the worst. Please do not crash, man. Please do not crash. Well, it looks very unresponsive. So let's just go to the task manager, but there's nothing we can do there except see that it's not responding. Well, that's some great information, man. That's something that I already found out myself. That's actually why I'm looking at your message. Okay, there's enough bitching at the windows. Here it is again, Microsoft Flight Simulator not responding. So I need to call 911. Obviously I'm kidding, nobody has to call 911. Relax, making a joke. I repeat, I'm just kidding. Everybody relax. Arkady making a little joke. But what I'm not kidding about is the flight simulator. It is crashing. Yeah, that is pretty lame. So let's put up the well, let's call it the panic screen. There you go. Because actually it should have some text in it, right? Saying something like tech difficulty or whatever. So what I will have to do, I'm very afraid, is to restart the damn sim. So let's just do it then. Off with it like a bandage. Let's see what I'm going to do is here. Just end the task. There you go. It is now gone. Oh, that is a shame, you know, like you get taking off. Okay, so I'm going to do this real quick. I'm very sorry, people. I'm really sorry that this is happening during a live stream. It's something that you hope never happens. It usually actually doesn't. So, you know, we do not have to complain. I've had like really long flights and a lot of them as well, and without even crashing the sim whatsoever. So, you know, it is okay if it happens every now and then, but it is still a shame. You know what, maybe in the meantime, I'm just going to play you my new song that I actually wrote in one of the previous streams. I was playing guitar when I was flying to Minneapolis. Picked up the guitar in the Airbus 320, started playing, and I, you know, hooked up to some nice little idea. This song is like it's almost finished, but we'll, you know, just play you a little bit of it so you can have some idea. Especially interesting if you heard me write it sort of live, you know, on the channel, on the stream. So in the meantime we have a little bit of music. Hopefully this goes through. Let me check the OBS. Yeah, it looks to be working. I'm quitting it, sorry, because the Microsoft sound is interfering. Continue in normal mode. We're not going to save mode, and that's going to end the music for us. Yeah, so we'll rewind, calm down selector. We're going to do it again. I got my friend Spencer singing. Could you hear me in the low voice? Saying, would you like to make some spoons? No place in mind. Let's start from time. Just face it blind. Maybe I won't even have to show you. Any kind of sense to you. Listen when nobody's watching. Hear my voice out loud. Here's the thing. With the mind that's touching. Turning is to shout. I just realized you might be hearing a double through my headset. Let's start from time. No place in mind. Let's start from time. Let's start from time. And just face it Man, and that is some timing. What do you say? So okay, so that's why they call me the funky scene pilot. So that was my friend Spencer Edgar singing. So let's just run through this real quick. I sincerely apologize for the delay, but it's a live stream, so things like this can happen. So there's nothing we can do about it. So let's just get this thing going. Hey Leroy, thanks for coming back, man. So we get everything on here, get some lighting going, especially the sun is about to set, I believe, and it's the mixture to the full reach position, and we select the left fuel tank. We start up the engine at the Keyhole airport in Wyoming, United States of America. We set the heading bug to about 7 degrees north. We arm the autopilot, which is not operating yet because we do not have the avionics. So the avionics are now on, and we turn on the ADF, and this was 108.8. So we're going to dial it in as such. There you go, 108.8. Let's also check the frequency here, and that is gone. So 108.8. Please, thank you very much. There you go. So that is all set. I think that's about it. Let's just arm the heading there, and let's repeat the same thing over again. So again, my apologies, people. But that was quite. This was quite quick. That was quite quick of a response. Not crash into the building there, please. Okay, so yeah, so that was my new song. I don't think it's even 24 hours old now. Almost, sort of. 24 hours ago I was working on it. And you know, lately I've been streaming on this channel almost every day. And yesterday I was not. And besides having a life, this is one of the reasons I was not streaming yesterday. So we got everything set. Let's trim it for the takeoff a little bit, but we'll see it when we get there. Let's just take off. So we were on our way to the Devil's Tower. We could already see it, so we're just going there again. It is just a little bit darker now, but not too much. Let's check the speed. Hopefully we do not run into a turtle or anything. They're not like the type of animal to quickly run away, you know what I mean. Oh, it's better conditions takeoff. But we're airborne. Let's trim it a little more. Trim it up, Arkady. What'd you say? Yeah, I got it later, thank you. Okay, the flaps can go up. And let's leave it at the full speed a little longer. Just stabilize it a little bit with the trimming. A little bit like this, so we maintain, try and maintain some climbing speed. So maybe a little lower, so that our speed does increase. Because it's now like increasing a little bit. We do not want this. So while we are working this, let's quickly engage the autopilot. It's now going to fly towards the heading bug 007 degrees. Fortunately, the Devil's Tower was quite apparent. Towards the Devil Peak, or the Devil Tower. Okay, enough of that for now, and let's maintain the altitude. We're about 6,000 feet. So let's just maintain this altitude for now. What's the speed doing? It's still sort of steady there, but it's going to increase now, because we're now going in the level flight, and there is our famous Devil's Tower for us again. So it's good. You still with me, Leroy? Alright, man. Leroy, I don't understand. Look at your suit, man. You're all professional. And look at me, you know, like you can see me from the outside. Just wearing casual clothes. I thought we were going to dress casual. You make Arkady look stupid now. Like you look like a professional and I look like an amateur. What is up, man? But no, man, all kidding aside, I definitely appreciate an extra pair of eyes and some assistance. So the wheel fairings around, we got this all. Oh, so let's just turn off that little thingy there. It's going to save us a little more resources. Let me quickly check the stream on my YouTube page here. Yeah, it looks very fine. It's perfect. No problem there whatsoever. So, okay, Arkady happy. Yeah, so back to the plan. Basically, we're just going to fly by, and then hopefully the VOR is going to kick in. Unfortunately, I am not yet able, not sure if it's me or if it's just simple information that's not on the charts, but it is, I'm unable to see when you're looking at the VOR to actually see when it is, what the range is. I know, you know, there is information with regards to the VORs, but no, I do not think I can tell. I think the best thing to do is to just fly to heading of, what was it, 103 degrees. Yeah, I think that's what we should do. And let's just zoom in here so we know. Yeah, so basically sort of flying over it, probably will be here or something, and then we take a right turn to 103. I think that's the best for us to do, and then at some stage the VOR is just going to kick in. So that is the official plan for today's flight. So there's the beautiful Devil Tower. So let me get a little sip of my cola. Let's have a look outside and see the setting sun. That's a beautiful sky. It's interesting to see the winds are still here. Obviously, as I said, we're flying real world time and real world weather, so the weather is not going to change in 5 minutes, obviously, but nonetheless, I like it. I like to see the consistency of it all. Yeah, so it's a cool mountain, man. I wonder if you can land on it. Probably you can, but you will die. And I think actually, unless I never noted before, but it looks like a new addition to the Sim Update 7 is that when you have the sun behind you and you are using a propeller airplane, you can sometimes see the sun reflecting off of the back of the propeller there, which is a really cool effect. But we will definitely have to fly to the right ourselves, I believe, because 75 nautical miles will be slightly out of the range of the VOR. So yes, we'll probably have to fly there ourselves. Let's just get a little bit closer here. Do I got my mouse cursor? That would be nice. Where would we go? Yeah, so either 283, it would be a from, let me think, I guess when you're flying to a radio on the outbound leg, you could still choose the 10, no, I think, yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think we should actually do the 283 and just going to do it and see what it's going to look like. Because it's also a learning experience for me. 27, 275, 280. It was it 283, so let's say 1, 2, 3. So they should be around 283 degrees. Looks cool, man. I'm liking it. Yo, Leroy, check it out, man. It is pretty nifty. I'm liking it. Okay, so that's for now. That's enough of the Devil's Tower. That's pretty cool. I definitely enjoy. That was really nice. I did never heard of it before. Speed is slightly high, not dangerously high, but it's, you know, we're basically kicking the engines behind. So now let's fly to the heading 103. So this should be 10 and 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that would be something like that. Look, that's what I mean. You can actually see the cockpit. You see that? That's so cool, man. We do not have a DME yet, but we're getting there. Let's turn on the transponder, shall we? And we set it to the squawk of 1200. So we got as well. For now we should be able to turn off the fuel tank. It's this one. And let's also turn off the landing lights. So the elevation is definitely appears to coming up. So maybe we should climb a little more. So if we turn off the altitude hold, see what's going to happen. It looks like we're dropping altitude a little bit. So let's trim it up a little bit. And you know that you can check your trimming or your vertical speed right here. So it's going up because I trimmed up nose up position. So about 400, and then it's going down a little bit. So just give it one more nudge. It usually takes a little time to respond. It's actually going over the zero. Not sure if it's due to wind or maybe due to the motion of the aircraft, because the engine is driving at full speed. But a little more altitude I wouldn't mind, to be frank. So let's just trim it up a little more aggressively. Okay, so we are still climbing. Yes, we're now at 7,000 feet. It should be fine. Do we have a DME yet? Nope. The nav1 radio is on. So it's probably around 50 nautical miles that it's going to kick in, I would expect. Let's have a little look outside. I always love how the color of the sun make everything, the color of the light of the sun makes everything look, you know? Like check this, it's just, I don't know, it looks fairly realistic, you know? They definitely did a nice job, if you ask me. Okay, so we are now heading towards our first VOR, and from there we will be heading an outbound radio, basically the direction we're already flying now, but we'll fly an outbound radio straight towards the, oh I forget the name now, Badlands National Park, I believe it was called, which is some interesting looking features there on the mountains. Not sure if that's it already. Could be. I've never seen it. I've seen some pictures but not studied them. There is no DME yet. Leroy, will you let me know please if you see a DME there? Yeah, there. Thanks. Okay, so 7,300 feet, so let's just keep this altitude for now. Click or click, so there you go, we're keeping this, holding this altitude. Okay, so while we're cruising, let's put it on the external view for a second, and I will quickly run to the kitchen to get a drink for my voice and my throat. So I'll turn on the external view there. Oh, Leroy, could you please take over from me? You're the pilot flying now. Okay, thank you. Guess I'll be right back, people. Okay, everybody, I'm back. So let's get back into the cockpit, or maybe look outside myself for a bit. So there's the setting sun behind us in Wyoming. The terrain, it's getting a little bit mountainous here. Okay. Alright. We still have the setting sun here on the dashboard of the cockpit. It's pretty cool. It's still no DME. We're still tuned at 108.80. Let me quickly double check the frequency, because I sometimes I try to always stay sharp, but sometimes I get some of the numbers incorrect. I know it's not rocket science, but still 108.80. No, so that's fine. It's just a matter of being sharp, you know. And from there it will be flying 42 nautical miles. But then at least we have the DME. So there you have it. So those mountains will look a little bit high. So I'm definitely going to disengage the heading hole. And let's climb a little bit more. And see if we can outclimb the mountains there. Yes, I'm quite happy with the new song, really. Well, there is some things that I will change, but most of it is perfectly fine. I'm perfectly happy, I mean, with it. So that, you know, most of the things are actually okay. But there's the little thing. So that little bit, I'm just going to play it a little bit differently, so that yeah, I'm not really sure how to state in English, but it's like pronunciation, you know. So if instead of playing the long slide, which is really nice and loose, you know, but it's difficult. Well, difficult I don't mind. I do appreciate the challenge, but for some reason I do not really seem to nail it. And maybe if I make it shorter, like a slide from only one fret down, then you get the and it might make it a little bit more on point, if you know what I mean. So that's definitely something that I'm going to check. My name is Arkady. I'm flying here with Leroy. My name is Arkady. I'm flying here with Leroy. Okay, so that's enough with the ADHD. But you know, sometimes you need to get it out of your system. Let's see, what can we see up ahead? Definitely some mountains, but oh man, I'm really digging the sunlight. I don't know why. Just probably because it looks realistic. And it's beautiful color. There you go, 38.6 nautical miles. So let's just go straight for the VOR now. Should be... It doesn't look like it's picking up unless we are straight on the course, but I would be surprised. I don't know, maybe it's just really accurate in flying this thing. Let's see what it's going to do. Can we... No, it's not picking up on this one at all, because it would read to or from, and that is what it's not doing. So let's keep on flying the heading there.
But I do wonder why, you know? I mean, the DME is picking up. As far as I know, the settings are actually fine. Unless... no, unless. This either picks up or it does not pick up. What I wanted to unless to you was the button right here. Let me get rid of the yoke for a little second. There is a little selection button here, hidden behind the steering yoke, but it's for the autopilot. And with this you can tell the autopilot which nav source it is going to use when you select to fly on the nav. Is it going to then fly the data from the nav 1, or is it going to fly the data from the nav 2? So that's all that button does. In other words, it doesn't matter, it does not influence whether or not this instrument is picking up the data from the VOR. And as you can see, excuse me there, usually when the signal gets picked up, you would see a to or a from. So you're either flying towards the radio, or you're flying, towards the VOR, or flying from the VOR, away from it. In this case, there is nothing, and you can also see when you change this, the bar doesn't change at all, you know. So 28543. So that doesn't seem to change. So that is quite interesting. Not really sure why that is. Are we still climbing? Sometimes I get confused because it doesn't show you if it's holding altitude or not. Looks like this is now going to try and hold altitude. So maybe from 25 nautical miles out, maybe the DME is further. I don't know. I wonder why. Maybe let's have a look here. DME is reading nav 1. No, so the DME is reading the nav 1 or the nav 2. So that's what the button does. So this button here, if I change it, the DME will now show whatever frequency is on the nav 2 radio. So we do not have to change it. Actually, we should have it on nav 1. But so we have the data there, but for some reason it is not here yet. Don't know if this is normal or not. Could turn on the volume button, but I believe in the Microsoft Flight Simulator the Morse code signal is actually really low, if you can even hear it at all. That low. 108.8, yeah. I don't know, man. So yeah, my next bet is 25 nautical miles then. So what do we have here? There's a big road with some lights next to it. Can you imagine, man, driving here? This must be a beautiful area, man. Let's have a look outside, because the skies are coloring really pretty. There goes the sun. Yeah, I'm liking this road. So hopefully the winds are not blowing us too far from the actual track across the ground, because now we are flying heading and we're not flying a track. Can we see anything? Nothing else? No, not really sure. But it's still counting down. Just going to monitor this DME here for a little bit. Because I'm really curious to see, because a part of me is actually expecting now that from the 2-5 nautical mile range it will all of a sudden kick in. The reason for that, and that is that I believe there is a, but I'm not really sure if this is correct, there are a couple of range possibilities. So 25 nautical mile and 50 and 75, I believe, and 100, something like that. But I am totally not sure if that is factual or not. But it would make sense because if it were to kick in at like 27 point something nautical miles, I would not understand. Like why? What is the, you know? Usually it would have a, as far as I know, it would have a rounded number. We have passed the 25.0 nautical mile point, and it does still not look like it's kicking in. I know that some VORs do not have DME, but they do have the signal. But in this case, it almost looks like it's reverse, which would not make sense, of course, because the DME knows where it is. So why does the needle here not know where the VOR is? So if there's anyone out there who knows the answer, please let me know in the comments, because I'm curious to know why that is. So, you know, I could be doing something wrong. Usually it's pilot error, at least in my case. I'm not saying I'm constantly making the errors, but you know, whenever something goes wrong, I try not to blame the instruments. I try to blame myself, you know, because I realize that it's a learning curve, obviously, and I want to learn. But yeah, sometimes it's challenging. You're like not really sure what is going on. So if you're not sure what's going on, you only learn until you get the answer, you know. So now the next rounded number would be 20 nautical miles, I would assume then, maybe. So that would be one more nautical mile to go then. So I wonder if we're going to see anything by the time we arrive. So 20 nautical miles now here, and it still does not look like it's picking up. So I'm at a loss. I have no clue. I have zero clue. I want to check something on the tablet. I'm not sure if it shows the wind. Tailwind component 4 knots, left crosswind component 7 knots, so the left crosswind. Track is 106, drift is nothing. Well, yeah, it looks like we're not really drifting then, I would assume, if I interpret this correctly. What else does it say? Altitude, pressure, altitude, fuel used. Alright, it's pretty cool, but yeah, not really sure. Okay, no problem, so let's just get rid of this. It's getting a little bit dark in the cockpit here, so just go to turn on a little whore light, as I always call it. I know, it's not a very nice word. You know, and to be very fair, you can call them whore and it sounds really horrible. But if you think about it, it is, no pun intended, but I wanted to say it's a dirty job. But what I mean, it's an honorable, in a sense, it's a very honorable job, you know. But it's also sad in a way, I guess. Oh man, I'm getting all serious on the philosophy here. But, yeah, I mean, you know, there are people doing it. People need it. Some people need it, and you know, it's better that it is an option, I would believe, than you know, because it might, as horrible as it sounds, but I'm afraid it might be reality. You know, at least some people now have an option to still find some consent, you know, because the last thing any human is waiting for is to have something like that happen without consent. You know what I mean? So that's basically why I'm. But anyway, so this is all because I turned on the little lights. So welcome to my brain. I'm thinking it's a whorehouse light because it looks red, but it's a nice light actually. I like the red light. It's good for the night vision, for the night watching, because the red light does not pollute your eyes as much. And what I mean with that is when you have light around you, which is not white but red, there is something in your eyes that allows you to see in the dark, you know, a little bit better, because your pupils, they open up a little bit, and there are some receptors on the, I believe it's on the retina probably, but not really sure how the biology works, but there are some receptacles, and once the certain receptacles get the white light on them, it is sort of hard to see in the dark. It's the same as when you look into a flashlight and then you look into the dark street, and it takes your eyes a little while before you start seeing the dark again, you know, in the dark. And red light has much less of that effect. So a lot of people who are sky gazing with a telescope, and they're always sitting at night outside looking in the skies, but sometimes they need to read something with a little chart that they're carrying with them or whatever, and they use the red lights because the white lights, you know, it doesn't affect their eyesight as much, so they can look at the chart and then look straight back up again to see what they saw on the chart and to see if they can find it. Otherwise, these tiny little stars can be quite dim and quite hard to see because your eyes just keep adapting every time you try to find it. So we are nearing an airport there. Let's just have a look as we are. Yeah, that should be the. It's 10.8 nautical miles. So this thing is just never going to kick in, is it? Let's do a little experiment. 108.8. Let's put it on in F2. This one. That's also not kicking in. Okay. I was just wondering. Okay, so we are headed straight for an airport. That is basically good news. I would assume that we are on track. Let's have a look at the chart. I'll pull it up for you. As you can see, the VOR is on the airport. I believe it's depicted actually by a star with a circle, a dot in it. But I could be mistaken. I believe this means that the VOR is on the airport, because sometimes there is a VOR off the airport like this, or like there, or here, you know. So this would mean that we actually are where we wanted to be. So we're going to fly a heading of 114 as soon as we are overhead. And unfortunately there is no VOR for us to fly to. So once we are at our destination, we're going to, and once we get enough of it and we want to land, we just enter the VOR here, which is 108.4. So let's put 108.4 in the standby for now. I'll put it on in F2 for now. 108.4. Yeah, so this is really interesting. The oh, there's a city there. Oh, that's nice. This really is interesting. So we're almost overhead. We can see it from the DME, but still no direction whatsoever. But luckily we did work it out. So there's an airport here and there's an airport to our right. So quickly let me get the chart again, just to double check and double confirm that what we're doing seems to be making some sort of sense. This is not the Powell, so we should be going here. Yeah, that definitely seems to be the case. Look at that. So this one actually, we could have done this earlier. This one also has a VOR. Maybe this one would have picked up. Actually, VOR here, it's off the airport, see? And now it has this symbol. But sure, no problem. In fact, we're going to do a slight change of the plans. Since this VOR is not working for us, delete it. And now we have a line without this VOR, and we put it on, where was this one? You would put it on this VOR here. The Rapid City is 112.3. So that's what we're going to do. 112.3. Let's pull up. Let's go to the airport. 112.3. 112 and the decimal 3. Oh, that's 113. 103. 112.3. There you go. That's picking up as well, and this is also picking up here, so that's at least the good news. And now it's changing to 2, so it means that whatever is coming up here is at least into the direction of the VOR. And then we fly straight towards it. We got 10 nautical miles left. There we go. So we now engage the navigation. And now you can see the autopilot is going to turn the aircraft straight into the direction of the VOR. So that's working out fine, because what does this mean for us? It means that now we can... So now we don't know where we are with regard to the VOR, we can work it out, but we do know that we will be at this VOR and we will have a DME, which would then be accurate with it, along with a track of 0.9 and a distance, a range, 3-4 nautical miles. So now we know after 3-4 nautical miles we tune into the last VOR, but first we fly around here. So the highest altitude here is about 3,500, as I believe it's depicted by the 3.5 that you can see here in the center of the area. So we're definitely well above that. So we do not have the fear of running into the Badlands National Park there. But it is actually getting a little dark, so maybe we should return later to another stream when there is more light. But at least, yeah, we got some better plans. So let's have a look at the situation. Yeah, I'm loving those skies, man. I know I went into the flight, into the cockpit to check our situation, but oh man, I'm distracted. It's just really pretty. 7.0 nautical miles, still counting down. Let's get this slightly better line. Yes, this should do for now. Altitude is 8,725 feet or so. And I see it all says not available. I'm checking now in the stream. Altitude not available, glide slope not available. There's something is up. Something is up. And I know what it is. I did not turn on the... Oh wait, the FSU IPC, it should be running. Let me just check here for 1 second, people. Probably should run it again. It's not ready yet. Correct. Simulator available. Connect. Now we're connecting. So I wonder if it's immediately going to update. Sort of looks like it. I see it jumping to the 0, which obviously would be incorrect. Oh, there you go. It's updating, and it's exactly 8,723, 24, 25. That's pretty cool. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay. We are now 4.0 nautical mile from the VOR, and then after that we're going to fly an outbound radio of 0.99 degrees. So we just wait a little bit. What I will do, let's just fine-tune the VOR here at the last moment. It's always difficult the closer we get. What I want to do, just first getting closer. What I would like to do is set the heading bug as sort of a reminder, you know. So this should be 100. so this should be 99. So that at least we have some sort of reminder where to set the needle, the yellow needle to. So now we're straying, which is perfectly normal because we're getting really close there. And if you take into account the fact that we are 8,000 something feet above the ground, it also means that this number will never reach 0. Right? Because 0 would mean that we're literally on top of it, which we obviously are not. So it is definitely going to stray because we're getting a lot closer, and the tool is going to change it to a from the moment this number starts stopping counting down. And once this happens, we quickly change this to 099er, and there you can see it's picking up speed now. So probably just let it go. There you go. Now it's a little bit, there's nothing, so now we're right above it. So we do not receive the signal. This is perfectly normal. This is what happens, and there you are out of the cone of invisibility, and now we're flying from. So immediately we go fly the radial of 099er, which was about here, and let's just check it here as well. And I believe we do not want to turn, so we have to say fly reverse. Reverse navigation. Can you, maybe reverse is enough now. Let's see what it's going to do. You should be able to fly a reverse radial. Sometimes it gets a little bit confusing, and obviously something, you know, to also get used to. It's all logical things, obviously, but yeah, my brain is wired for completely different things, such as the song that you heard earlier, for instance. We are flying away from oh, actually, I'm not really sure, because the aircraft, yeah, but this seems to work out, as you can see. So we chose the direction 099er, and we are now not on the radial. We're flying from the VOR, so that's good. Why is it still going? Let's see. Probably. Not really sure there. Let's just carry on for a little bit, see how this plays out. Now it's like we're just flying circles. So I'm sorry about that. So is it now going to hold this or something? If it does that, at least it makes sense. One other thing that I can think is it's going to fly towards this bar to get on the track of 099er, to get closer, because we're not on the track. We're about, I don't know, if this is about 10 nautical miles maybe. But if it's going to pass over this point again, we're going to fly heading and just take it from there. Or should I maybe, let's see. No, not really sure. So let's see what's going to do. Is it going to change? Bank? Nothing. So let's do, let's see, this needs to go to the left a little bit. But at least we can see which radial we are on. And can you not do nav and reverse at the same time? What the hell is up with that, man? So enough of this, we're flying the heading. I'm sorry, at the moment it's too much for my inferior little brain. Now let's turn on the yoke, by the way. But I just confuse myself otherwise. So at least we're going to fly a heading there. But yeah. And this will still sort of work out. It is actually getting too dark. So there's a change of plans. we are not going to fly to our destination of the Badlands National Park. I apologize. We'll have to do this some other time because it's just simply getting too dark outside and we won't be able to see it. There's nothing you can see there, and obviously it will not be lit. So, that being said, we can do one of two things. I think we will just head towards the final destination then, which was, what was it? Let's have a look. What was it again? Was it this one? 108.4? No. Or was it? Let me just check with the chart. Sorry for all the confusion that I'm exposing you to, my personal confusion there. So at this point we're going to delete. So bye bye Badlands National Park, not today, I'm sorry. We're going to fly to the Phillip Airport. And if you are there, listens to 108.4, right there you go. So that's where we're going. 108.4, that's already put in. So 108.4, I'm going to put it in here. 108.4, and that kind of sucks because it's not picking up yet. Oh man. Okay, you know what? I'm getting tired of it. We're just going to land here at the runway. So we turn off the autopilot. So we're going to divert, alternate airport, take a left a bank, and we reduce our speed. Let's see, maybe around around 1800 knots, 1800 RPM, something like that. And we just do a visual landing. Fortunately, these airports here are lit, so that's good. Speed's dropping. I'm going to extend the flaps to flap 1. We're going to go to that airport there. I think we can fly a little bit faster for now. Let's get the flaps up and just first get some more, let's cover some more distance. We can do the slow down once we're a little bit closer. So this should sort of bring us on the landing track there. Okay, let's turn on the landing lights as well now, and the fuel pump, just in case we might need it for any reason. As the altitude doing, it's dropping very little. Going to trim up a little bit more to get about, I don't know, like a fist, human fist size, virtual fist size between the edge of the dashboard I'm probably confusing some things here, but or mixing up some things. I'm going a little bit faster, increasing the speed a little bit, and try to aim for the runway, vertically speaking. Man, the sky looks really cool. Really cool. It's just how stuff like that looks in real life sometimes, you know? So they did a very good, they have a very interesting engine that's working. Looks like the Big Dipper, so we must be flying to the north. Yeah, it's cool. The Big Dipper, let me show you. Can we see through it? Yes. So the Big Dipper, this star, Alcor and Mizar, I believe, it's a twin star. They're not really twin stars, they're not revolving around each other, they're optical. And if you extend this bit 5 times upwards, you reach Polaris. This is 1 degree from the North Pole, from the axis around which the Earth is revolving. So let's get back on the track here. Let's reset the altimeter for the local QNH and just trim it up a little bit. Our speed is slightly low, so we're still good. I'm actually going to go a little bit faster for now, because you can see the aircraft easily decelerates, so there's no problem there. So there's no problem, I believe. I have no problem in keeping up the speed a little bit longer. Excuse me. Let's check the fuel tanks. We have enough fuel, but yeah, see, we might be a little bit out of balance. It's not going to make any difference now, but I'm selecting the other tank now. But by the time we land, it has made no difference whatsoever. So maybe we should have done this. I should have done this a little bit earlier. So we're drifting a little bit. Obviously, we're also stargazing there. You see the aircraft is wanting to go nose up, so let's just reduce the speed again a little bit. Not too much. Oh, easy there on the throttle, please, Arkady. Thank you. Going to extend the flaps so the nose goes up, so I correct with trimming. It creates a little bit more drag and hopefully a little more stability, and will allow us to fly at a little lower speed without stalling. And I must be very frank, I do not know the stalling speeds. You should really, you know, I mean, when you're flying an aircraft, you should know what all the reference speeds are. You know, what's the stalling speed. Oh yes, I completely forgot. I turned on, I hate this actually, but I turned it on. I think it's live traffic. Alright, okay, cool. Well, so there you have it. I mean, it's not nice immersion wise, you know what I mean. So I have to remember to turn that off later. Yes, I'm not sure if the aircraft seems a little bit shaky. I'm not sure if it is because it's slightly out of balance due to the left tank being significantly lighter than the left tank, the right tank. It could be. I know it's been modeled, so there is definitely an option, possibility. Got to increase speed a little bit more. think we're actually quite far out still. You know what I'll do? Flaps up, full speed, and let's just get down, man. I'm getting eager to land. You know, I made up my mind, I want to land this sucker, so that's what I'm going to do. That star looks a little bit red. What is it? Could be Venus. Not that Venus looks red, but I don't know. Okay, so we're definitely getting noticeably closer. So basically what we're doing now, this configuration is almost like the kamikaze. Full power, and we're aiming the nose down. It's probably against all the flight regulations that are in the book. And by now I'm actually going to decrease speed. I'm just going to have to be patient for the rest of the duration. Or the rest of the approach, I should say. Flap down again. Would be nice if we knew the airport elevation, but as soon as we see ground below us, we'll figure it out anyway. I do feel like we're a little bit high, not as high that we're going to have to do a go around or anything, but I am going to expedite our descent a little bit. You know, you rather want to be at a steady approach. You rather want to be too low than too high, but preferably you want to be exactly on the vertical descent profile. But this is definitely helping us in getting us down. One little note of potential danger is that we do not know the elevation, and it's dark, so yeah. We could be lower than we might be led to believe. I'm trimming up a little bit. Luckily, there is some lights on the roads there that sort of help us get some idea of altitude. You know, like usually the lampposts, you know, they are a certain altitude, you know, above the, I mean, you know, there's differences anyway, but, okay, so this starts to look more like ground, so let's trim it, and reduce the speed, and now we focus on lining up, and getting ourselves down safely. So the nose is really shaking with the input from the flight control. There is a road. We're definitely a little bit low, if you ask me, and if you check the pappies, we're absolutely low. So let's just hope we do not get a fine, and you know, talk with my boss. Okay, so let's get ready, people. We're drifting quite a lot. Let's go flaps full. Man, it's really drifting. Seems like overly sensitive. Well, finally here is the runway. Our speed is getting low. here's the runway, so let's try and settle down. Or not try, we are going to settle down. Try and settle down with a nice rate. I'm going to put the power to idle now. Hopefully we have a peaceful landing. Ooh, it's a bouncy landing. But we are down. Quickly checking on my mobile to see that. Was it 64? That would have been nice. Okay, so here we are. I think there's a strong wind because the aircraft appears to be. Let me just find the center line and try to do no input, just go straight. And you see it's being pushed towards the right quite significantly. So I think there's quite strong winds involved. So now I'm going to use the external view for a little bit. Let's see if we can find any kind of taxiway or something. Oh, could you hear the tires screeching? Listen. We're not going that fast. It's like GTA, man. Let's get the chart, or actually the map. Oh look, here. Here's a sign for us to go off. Okay, so we are almost vacated. Whiskey Papa 812, runway vacated. So let's stop here for a second. We're landed, and basically we need to make a 180, or we could just park at the end here. I think we're going to do that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go straight. Let's open up the window a little bit because I'm getting quite hot in here. Okay. It's really dark here, man. Fortunately, they do have these yellow lines for us to follow. Oh, look at this. What is the fuel? The fuel box. You know what? I'm just going to go this direction. Just pull over right here near the grass. There we go. Okay, so parking brake is set. The engine is on idle. There goes the mixture. And there goes the fuel tank. And let's just flip the switch there. Oh. You turn it, but then you zoom out. Okay, so the magneto's off, or the, what's it called again? Let's see, this was already off. Fuel tank selector. Goes to off. Lights can go off. Avionics, we can turn them off as well. There you go. And that should be about it. This can go. So let's turn off the power here completely. There you go, we're in the dark, but I did bring a flashlight. Okay, so welcome back to the ground, everybody. Oh, I should wait a little bit. First I have to unlatch it right there. So unlatch it, and then we open. Excuse me for getting inside your personal bubble there, my friend. Okay, so we can get out now. So that's it for today's flight, people. Thank you very much for checking it out, and if you checked the song, if you like it, just leave a like or leave a comment what you thought of the song. That's about it. So basically we diverted to another airport because it was just getting too dark, and the airport that we were going to land was not picking up the VOR at all from the current position, so I decided to just immediately land at the nearest airport, which was this one. Actually, this is the second nearest. The other one was, but this looked better. So we are here now. So that's it for today's flight. Thank you very much for checking it out. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. Today we were joined by Leroy Stanley. Thank you, Leroy. I'm looking forward to seeing you at another video, and we'll definitely go towards our destination of the Badlands National Park and some future stream. So again, thank you for checking, and everybody be kind to one another, make lots of love, and have lots of love. Thank you. Bye-bye.